the Progressive Caucus. It was hard to get them to speak out, to say anything. And that's been tremendous frustration over these years, is to see that the people who we were allied with and working closely with under the Bush years had suddenly, either they were part of the Democratic establishment and they were going to go with their guy, or they were willing to let down their guard and waited now for years for Obama to do the right thing. So I don't want to, I mean, when I say I drank the Kool-Aid, I drank the Kool-Aid excited that things were going to change under Obama, but I was assuming that we were going to still have a movement, which we didn't have.
Of course, that's Medina Benjamin, Code Pink, and joining us now as promised, Cindy Sheehan, anti-war activist whose son, Casey Sheehan, U.S. Army specialist, was killed in Iraq in 2004. Hello, Cindy. Good to talk to you.
Hello, Steve. Thank you.
All right. So let me ask you, where is the anti-war movement? What happened to it?
Well, Steve, that's a really good question, and that's a question I've been asking since late in 2006, when, if you remember, the Democrats took control of the House of Representatives, and Nancy Pelosi became the Speaker of the House at the end of that year. And I just want to say, in 2005, when I was meeting with all the leading Democrats in the House and in the Senate, and even like Nancy Pelosi looked right in my face and she said, Cindy, if you help us get back the majorities in Congress, we'll help you end the wars. And then, of course, they came into power in 06, and then 07, they did the exact opposite. And now we have a Democratic president who is actually bombing more countries than Bush did. And I find it interesting that Medea Benjamin said that, you know, she drank the Kool-Aid in 2008, and, you know, the Code Pink, she's one of the founders of Code Pink, and you would think that they would be one of the most active anti-war groups in the United States, but they worked for a Democrat. And our history has shown that Democrats aren't much better when it comes to war than Republicans are, and in some cases they're worse.
All right, so let me ask you this. So let me pick up on that point. You believe that President Bush was a war criminal,
I do.
Right?
Uh-huh.
All right. Is Barack Obama a war criminal?
Well, yes, of course he is.
Is he a bigger one than George Bush?
Well, I don't know if he's a bigger one than George Bush, if they're equal, or if Bush was worse, but you know, Steve, over these years, I've lost a lot of support from people who supported me when Bush was president.
Why? Why, Cindy? Why? Is it because he's Democrat? Is it because he's African American? Why?
It's because he's Democrat. And I think that there's some people who on the so-called left who might say that, you know, we have to circle our wagons around the first African American president. And to me, that is racism in reverse, because his policies are actually still the racist policies of empire. 3 days after he was elected was his first drone bombing campaign. And I sent out something to my list of tens of thousands of people saying that it didn't take him very long to become a presidential war criminal. And people dropped off by the tens of thousands from my list.
Cindy, is the anti-war movement dead right now?
No, it's not dead, because there's some of us who have never left it. There's some of us who never drank the Kool-Aid, who have been out there protesting. And I plan on doing a mobilization in D.C. in March, I hope. But I've tried to do this over and over and over again since Obama's been president.
Are they hypocrites? Are the people, Cindy, are the people who left the movement hypocrites because it's a Democrat and not a Republican?
Well, they left the anti-war movement because they're not really anti-war. They're just anti-Republican war. But there's some of us who are principled against both parties and against both their policies. It's a very tiny amount of people. But since Obama's been in, we've seen more people becoming disappointed.
Right.
With him.
Cindy, I really appreciate you coming on. I want to talk to you again at length, and we'll have you back soon. Thank you very, very much.
Okay, thank you.
Cindy Sheehan, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, the Malzberg panel weighs in. Don't go away.